Go Lakers. LakeShow.
Spent all summer in the gym shooting threes. Yeah.
Is there a difference as a coach, the questions and answers that you get and give as opposed to as a player?
Yes and no. I do think, functionally speaking, when you're representing a team, it looks a little different. But if you, as a player, I had the mindset to protect my teammates and to protect my coaches and to protect the organization. That doesn't change now for me. I do think going into this, if there's a sword that needs to be fallen on, I will gladly fall on the sword. That's part of the responsibility as a head coach. So I think the tough questions, the tough answers, bring them on. It's all good.
And that's why you can say that you are a basketball sicko in your staff, right? That's kind of the word that we've all loved this summer. I don't know if that entails having fun too, but just a lighthearted question, what's been the most fun thing for you since becoming the head coach?
I would say being on the court. Whether that's been individual workouts this fall, our small group workouts this summer. We had a few guys. Austin came for a couple days in Vegas. Max Christie was there most of Summer League. Jalen Hood-Schifino was there with the team, and we were just on the court with those guys. That probably has been the most fun. I will say this, though. I want to be clear. You have to enjoy the daily grind of the NBA. It cannot wear on you. And to me, the best teams, there always is a level of joy. The word I used last week was a focused joy. If that means it makes sense. We're serious about the work. We're serious about the details. But we have to enjoy it, and we have to enjoy each other along the way.
What is going to be the biggest key? A non-negotiable in terms of converting that into wins?
Yeah, it sounds simple. I would say from a strategic standpoint, it really comes down to the attention to detail. And if I pulled up a play right now and we watched it as a group, or if we were doing a teaching install and we were saying to run a specific action, there may be 6 or 7 details in every single action that we are going to emphasize. And so that's what I want our team to reflect. I want our team to reflect a team that pays attention to details, that is uber focused on the minutia of the game. Because to me, our group, it doesn't have a talent deficit. Our group is very talented. I think we have depth. Rob talked about this last week. We could always look to help the roster in certain areas, but we have a strong group. So really it is about the attention to detail to me. And then the second part of that, that's the strategic part. The other part of that is the mentality. And that goes into the competitive nature, finding joy in the moment. We're going to do an exercise tonight where we talk about our values as a team, and it's going to be fun to do. And then we're going to hold each other accountable to that.
I do want to see if you remember this clip. Speaking of Jackson Hayes, this moment that you guys shared.
It could be there.
He has a follow dunk off my miss.
Of course you remember this as a coach.
He said off my miss.
But your reaction, though, is...
It's so good.
It's so good.
I love the answer. You have to be your own coach, have to be your own man. How do you see your approach this year? I mean, you've really done well in the time that you've had. Coming off the bench, you got some starter minutes, very aggressive. What do you see your role? How do you see it this year for you moving forward with a healthy team?
Yeah, I think this year for me, I've kind of done it and watched over the past 2 years, seeing how our team operates, seeing the guys that we have. And I think the role for me this year is just trying to be that support guy. Defensively, I want to be a problem for opposing teams. I think that's the biggest key. Offensively, when it comes to, the biggest thing is shooting, 3-point shooting, knocking down corner threes. We got guys on, LeBron and AD and D'Lo and AR and Rui, guys that are going to get most of the shots. They're going to create most of the offense. And my job, I think, offensively is just kind of lighten the load on them. When, defenses are keying in on them, I'm open for 3. I got to be able to knock those down. So that's my biggest thing offensively, and then defensively just pick a full court, be a problem for opposing teams. That's the biggest thing.
JJ seems to be an amazing upfront, direct communicator. Talk about how critical that is for a player to hear what his order is and how clear the message is coming from the coach.
Yeah, you put it perfectly. He's very clear and concise with his messages. Obviously as a team when we're going over stuff in our small group workouts, individual workouts and whatnot, but just in general with his, offensive and defensive identities for us as a team, his, ground rules for us as a team, how we want to, coincide together as a unit. He's very clear and concise and very direct about it, and so there's really no misunderstandings with him. He's done a really, really good job in my opinion. The first 2 or 3 months or month, however long he's been our head coach so far, I think he's done a really good job, and I'm looking forward to playing under him this season.
Last year only got to play 11 games. How are you now health-wise, and how long have you been cleared to play?
I've been cleared to play for a while now. We ended the season. I was in a uniform, so that was helpful. But it's been a good summer, just getting ready for the year, and body's feeling good and looking forward to this season coming up.
What are some of the things you've worked on the last several months?
Mostly just my health, just making sure I was strong and ready to take on this 82-game season. It's a very long year. You add the playoffs to it, it gets even longer. So got some miles on me, but took advantage of the offseason.
What has JJ told you about your role this year? He's already named the starting 5 and looks like you'll be on the reserve status. What's he said to you so far?
We haven't got too much into it, but I think JJ has an understanding of my skill set and the things I can bring on and off the floor. So I'm just trying to be my best version and help this team move 1% better each day. And as we get closer to games, I'm sure things will get more defined.
Let's talk about your offseason. What did you work on the most during the few months you had off?
Well, I started off with my ankles, so working on my body, stuff like that. Put on some weight, and then we just got back in the gym, started working on a bunch of catch and shoot things and things I'm going to do for this team. Obviously my conditioning for my defense, stuff like that. So pretty much everything, but specialize on a lot of catch and shoot.
It's good to see you, but we haven't seen a lot of you on the court since February. How are you feeling right now? Everything good to go?
Yeah, everything's good. The rehab's been going great. The second surgery went well, so I'm excited to get back early in the season.
When do you start ramping it up, and when can we see you back on that court?
I'll probably start ramping things up in about 2 weeks.
That's not that long.
Yeah, but it's gonna take probably like another 2 weeks after that just to get in game shape. But that's when I'll start things up.
My birthday is November 5th. Will you be back by then?
I hope so.
What has JJ told you about your role this year?
That I can go back to playing how I did in Dallas and Houston. I think last year was asked to me, wasn't like more so scoring. It's more so we need defensive rebounding. And this year he was like, hey man, like I want you to, if you have a mismatch, I want you to take advantage of it. I want you to use all your abilities. I want you to take bigger guys off the dribble, post little guys up. So that's what I'm gonna get back to.
I'm hearing that you got the green light.
That's what it sounds like, right?
What do you hope to show everyone you can do as a rookie?
Just be out there, make winning plays, just try to be the best player I could be, hit shots, and just defend and just be who I am.
I heard you've been getting stronger during the offseason. Have you put on muscle, anything like that?
Yeah, I put on some muscle. Been in there every single day with my guy Randy in there. So me and him just been in there lifting, listening to music and stuff like that, chilling.
How many pounds you picked up?
Let's see, probably like 5 to 10 pounds.
Okay. So you're definitely playing at a bigger size than you were last year. How's that going to help you?
I think it's going to help me, take more hits and stuff like that when I'm driving or defending, just being able to hold my own ground.
JJ had mentioned a heightened role for you and this team counting on you to do a lot. What did your offseason look like? What did you work on most as you prepared for this upcoming season?
Of course, I was in the Olympic too, so I think I was able to communicate with him and then talk about, first thing we talk about is his 3 points. He thinks that I can shoot more 3 points, and he believes in I'm the great shooter. So I think that gave me more confidence, and of course from him, the best 3 point, one of the best 3 point shooters, So I think that's going to be a key for me. Just being more aggressive on the 3 points and find a mismatch. I think Brown, Eddie, me on the court, somebody going to be a mismatch for sure. So I think that's going to be big for us.
There's no secret that you guys, worked out a lot together. How's that been going? I mean, I know it continues, but working out with him, what did you learn from LeBron? Because you guys spent a lot of time together last year working out.
No, he's very creative. When we walking out, we do a lot of shooting or like steps, like footwork is that like nobody do, and he's just very creative and make it fun. It's really fun to walk out with him.
Can he see things in your game that maybe you don't see yet?
What do you mean?
Like if you're unaware of something on the court or something you need to learn, is he able to point that out? Is he able to see something that you have not quite picked up on yet?
No, I think he always talk about, shooting more balls, I think 3 points is like, for me, it's just like, no, it's not really my game, I started with the mid-range guy, and all that, so like 3 points is like I'm still coming up. So I think he always tell me, like, he keeps shooting, I'm a good shooter, he want me to more be spaced out. And but I think those are kind of stuff, and I always, we have a competition and stuff, and I always beat him, so, I think that's gonna be the year that I'm gonna be more confident to shoot threes.
You gotta talk about your feet first of all, because Rob Pelinka said last week you had them both operated on at the same time. How are you now?
I'm good. Everything's been going great. I had great recovery, still recovering now. So, everything's been great.
Did you literally have them both at the same time? Were you like unable to walk for a while? That must have been tough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but I'm glad everything got done. I can get that behind me. So, looking forward to this year and having a healthy season.
Take us through your ramp-up stages. What do we have to do to get back on that court?
Just have to, follow the steps that they have me going through, and once they, for one, pass the eye test, and then how I feel test, and I think those two factors will determine, my play back on the court, my return to the court.
So about 45 minutes opening night for you?
I don't know about that one, but like I said, just following the plan that they have for me, I think they've, constructed a good plan, so we're just trying to follow that.
Coach Redick talked about how you were the one player he talked to probably the most this offseason, and said he wants to put you in a position to have a career year.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
Well, first of all, I've never had a coach say anything like that, so I really appreciate those words. For me, I think just trying to be, selfless. Obviously, I want to apologize to all the fans out there that obviously saw me not hold myself accountable throughout the year, not be as professional as I would like to be the whole time. And if I've become a distraction in any way, I want to apologize for that, for the past. But in the future, just looking forward to being here, winning here, being a part of this new everything. It just feels new around here, and super excited for it.
Last year you came back a little stronger, tougher, defensive was steady, I thought consistent. How does that feel this year as you learn how to get stronger and defend on the defensive end? I thought you did a good job last year.
I do too, but you know how that goes. I think last year we didn't really have the structure defensively that we needed.
As a team?
As a team.
Got it.
And that kind of hurt me a little bit trying to help my teammates. But like I said, JJ's trying to put structure everywhere and implement it everywhere, and I think that's what we need.
Well, hopefully a healthy team
that part
will help that too. Because you guys had a lot of different lineups. So I think your defensive prowess last year, it was much improved
for sure
from the years
health
prior.
killed us.
Yeah.
D'Lo, we've talked to JJ a couple of times. Very impressive when you sit in that room with him. How long does it take to build trust with a new staff? Can it be something that can happen real quick?
I think so. I think one, credibility makes it easy, speeds up the process. But when you're talking to somebody of JJ's caliber right away, he knows what he's talking about. And for me, I've been in positions to where, respectfully, I didn't trust that person knew what they was talking about. So for me, I'm just grateful to be in a position to where I could trust that guidance.
JJ, your new coach, he's kind of talked extensively about your abilities, your skills, that he wants to take advantage of your usage and get you the ball in different ways. I know you've had conversations with him. What does that look like to you in his system?
I think it's. I don't think it's even just necessarily for me. I just think it's a system to where everybody's going to be able to, be put in spots to be more successful. And for me, we've talked, over and over again about, kind of what we see going into this, which I'm very happy about. It's a very good conversation every time you sit down and have a conversation with him because his basketball IQ is so high. I would consider myself to be a smarter basketball player, and every time I'm talking to him, I'm sitting there like, God, he's smart. So, it's fun for me to learn from him in this short period of time that we've been together, and I just can't wait to get it started because the schemes and the foundation of this, whole staff has come in and set has been, a beautiful thing to see.
Scratched and fought last year and came up with a pretty good season despite the injuries. You're just talking about staying in shape, lifting weights. If you guys are healthy, how do you feel about, not the starters, about that second unit being able to enhance what you guys are doing as starters?
Yeah. I mean, it's key to have everybody healthy, and everybody fighting for the same goal. I think last year when Vando got hurt and Gabe was hurt, that kind of limited us a lot in things that we could do, because those are guys that, fill so many voids, obviously, on the defensive end, but offensive end as well, that guys that know how to play the game the right way, that are willing to sacrifice themselves for the betterment of the team. So not having those two throughout the majority of the year hurt. And, like you said, we fought and, clawed our way around that. But to have them, coming back and about to be ready to, hit the ground running is really good for us.
And Reddish and Wood.
And being in the best shape possible as well. I feel like we've done a really good job of Ignore him.
He's in year 22.
22 years.
He's in year 22. He's allowed to scream.
That's age 40 coming. So,
the reaction to being the oldest player in the league again.
Not too many teams in the NBA can say that they won a championship 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You guys did that.
Yep.
And you had a good team that year. Mm-hmm. Injuries have plagued you since then.
Yep.
A healthy team this year, how do you feel?
I feel great. I even think that we were on the right track last year. Missing Vando, missing Gabe, Seawood was in and out of the lineup. Like, that hurts. That hurts. And I think, especially losing Vando with his defensive ability, able to do a lot of things on the defensive end for us, and offensively as well with his offensive rebounding. Seawood with his ability to shoot the basketball. Gabe with his playmaking ability and just point guard skills. Like, it's
Reddish was down.
Reddish and Cam with his ankle. So it was a lot for us, to try to overcome. Even though we still had the opportunity to, win that first round battle against Denver, but I think fully healthy, team this year, we can definitely make some noise to be one of the top teams in the West.
Talk about what the communication is with a coach that you played against, or who's just fresh off the court, has a different way of communicating. Talk about what that's going to be like, and what a positive, thing that is for this team.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that we talked about is the communication. This is JJ's first time in this seat, right? Or first time coaching in general. So the communication has to be both ways. I have to help him. The team has to help him just as much as he wants to help us. And I think that's the biggest, point that we kind of made. Like, we're going to help you help us. He's leaning on me and Bron a lot, and I think gaining that respect once the younger guys, because he's never done this before. And a lot of time coaches and players, either don't get along or get along just off of respect. Like, okay, do we respect him? We can go run through a wall for him, things like that. So we established that day one with me and Bron, showing guys like, hey, we respect this guy and we're going to run through a wall for him.
Olympics of you imitating Kobe, this play, that play. And what I want to know now is, now that you're the older statesman, did you get any of that from the younger guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ant-Man, for sure. Tyrese Halliburton, them boys was on me all summer, calling me old head and grandpa and things of that nature. And you probably saw a little bit throughout the summer, my beard, my gray hairs was coming out. So I was looking like a real grandpa.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. That was not me. No, but the young guys on Team Olympics, man, they gave it to me, man. But it was all fun. It's great to be around young guys. They gave me the energy. I tried to give it back to them, and it was like a great summer, man, for sure.
Speaking of young guys, before he sits down and joins us right now.
Ew.
This moment right here.
Get the tissue out.
Oh, my God. I didn't know what you doing.
Your teammate is joining us. And he happens to be your son.
He's so excited. He's got the biggest smile. What are the emotions?
Just pure joy, man. I mean, I can't, I don't know. I don't have any words. I mean, I can speak about me. You guys ask me questions about me. When it comes to him, I'm just a loss for words. But just super proud of him to be able to get to this point. And but he's a man. He's a man, and he's ready to go. So whatever questions you got for him, go ahead and let him have it.
Bronny James joins us. This is our first time at the desk together. I'm super excited about it. There was a great interview with your dad a while back where he said, And we talked about it all summer. That's why we found it so funny. Your dad said, he can't call me dad or pops at work. So we have to ask you, is it LJ? Is it LBJ? Is it 23? Is it GOAT? What's it going to be?
I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten there yet. It's probably going to be like Bron. Yeah. Bron will be the easiest.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest.
But yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't called him something yet.
Practice starts tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You guys had a moment at practice that was well documented last week. We heard your take on it, where you said great defense but better offense. Can we get your vantage point? What you thought about that?
All right. In all seriousness,
please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not going to go there.
No, you can go there.
I'm not going to go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
what do you mean you're not going to go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I definitely did. I definitely did. But
I stepped out of bounds?
He stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that camera angle of the baseline like that.
All I know is I got to stop.
Tell them about the stop I got on you when you dribbled out of bounds, though.
No, that was a foul, too. He slapped my whole arm. And we... See,
did they call it?
No.
Did the ref call it?
I mean, I'm not gonna get that call right now. I'm not gonna get that call right now. I'm playing against
you're a
a
rookie
guy
anyway.
Exactly.
Little short story. When he was like 5 or 6 years old, I just told him in the locker room before we came out, and he was playing on the Little League Tiny Tots league in our hometown of Akron, Ohio, and I think he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he had did something. He had grabbed a rebound and like drove, coast to coast through the lane through a couple of the other kids, and like laid it up and had a little trot back. And I looked over at his mom, and I was like, oh, he's special. Like, he's special. She was like, what? He's 5 years old. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've seen this before. Like, I know I've seen this before. All the way to the point where he gets drafted, and I brought that back to his mom, and she was like, I remember you said that like 12 years ago. So it's just it's crazy. I have a video on my phone of Savannah playing NBA 2K. She doesn't play. He hasn't seen it. She does not play video games, but she went in practice mode and played with her son on practice mode. I forgot to post it. I was gonna post it for the world, but I have not yet. But it is super cool. I might have to get a world, later on today. But she was playing with Bronny, and I said, okay, this is what it takes to get you on the video game. So, cool. And it was just super cool. I think
for you, Bronny, embarking on this journey, you obviously have one of the greatest tools and resources in your father. But how will you balance carving out your own journey, which I know you're very passionate about, but all the while understanding that you do have someone like him and other greats in this league, obviously, that you can go to?
Yeah. Just continuing to do what I've always been doing. Feel like I've done a great job of carving out my own path over the years that I've been taking basketball seriously. But just also sprinkling in a little bit of wisdom and stuff from my vets, my dad especially. But just trying to learn as much as I can and still keep working and carving out that path that I've been doing.
Brad's working hard. Preseason schedule right here. All 6 games. You got the T-Wolves, Suns, Bucks, Warriors, Suns. Warriors got a couple games in Palm Springs. You got one in Vegas. You got one in Milwaukee. You got one up in Golden State.